November 9, India, Hotel Charlie.
India, Hotel Charlie, Roger, what's the name?
India, Hotel Charlie, Roger, what's the name?
Name here is Jeff, Juliet Echo, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Roger, Jeff, and whereabouts are you?
Roger, Jeff, and whereabouts are you?
QTH is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or a suburb thereof. Normally when I say Muskego, no one knows where that is, so I just say Milwaukee.
Hey, roger that, Jeff. And what radio are you running today?
Hey, roger that, Jeff. And what radio are you running today?
Currently on a ICOM 7300 with a solid-state 1 kW amplifier. I am running a studio microphone. It's a Rode NT1 studio mic into a little audio mixer that I just asked for Christmas, and so now it is in line. Sounds like you were doing some audio critiquing, and I'm interested to see what a fine ear would think of my audio.
Roger. Well, let's fade back just for a minute and start our setup a little bit earlier than that. About your transmit bandwidth, we're looking for 100 to 2900 on your TBW. It's called wide on that radio. Roger, Roger.
On your TBW, it's called wide on that radio. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I am currently on wide, 100 to 2900.
Roger, Roger. Then compression on and at a 3.
Roger, Roger. Then compression on and at a 3.
Actually, I am at a 3. Sometimes they bring up to 5, but currently it's at a 3 right now.
Yes, sir. And then to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the Qso, adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running at 2/3. Roger?
Until your ALC meter is running at 2/3. Roger?
Let me switch over to the audio. So you want me to do an audio. ALC pops up. It's right, I would say, 3/4 right now. You're right on the mark.
Yes, sir. Now to your equalization, and you have a really nice equalization. I can't compliment ICOM more about that equalization. It's a 2-band, and that's just so simplistic and so simple and so effective. So I want you to run plus 3 clicks treble boost from where you are.
Plus 3 clicks treble boost from where you are.
All right, give me a second. Let me jump into the treble. I think I have treble up, but hang on a second.
Roger. So this is our transmit EQ now.
Roger. So this is our transmit EQ now.
All right. Actually, my treble is at +3, and the bass is actually at +3 right now. Like I said, I am running through an audio equalizer, so I have my my highs, mids, and lows at almost maximum coming through the audio EQ, along with just a little bit of processing on my signal.
Okay, so you're not using the inboard equalization of that radio with that radio?
The inboard equalization of that radio with that radio?
Actually, I am. So I do have the bass and treble set on the radio itself at +3, both of them. And then I also have a studio microphone that goes into an audio mixer. And this channel that I have my microphone coming into the radio is set to bring out all 3, the low, mid, and highs at a pretty equal amount. So I'm not cutting off or rounding off the tops or bottoms or anything like that.
Roger. Well, you have a 0 level, plus or minus, it's called flat. The only reason I ask is that I think the ICOM 7300 has just such a beautiful, natural sound of its limiter, ALC, along with the equalization, the compression. It's just all so nice. And I'm not sure why anyone would necessarily want to put outside processing on that when that, like I say, that radio is just so beautiful. Roger.
That, like I say, that radio is just so beautiful. Roger.
Well, here's an experiment for you. So this is flat out of the radio. So this is zero bass and zero treble out of the radio. And the reason I do run through that is I do have a boom arm with the external studio microphone. And to be able to get that into the radio, you need phantom power, which is driven by the audio mixer. So let me know what you think about just straight flat versus before.
Yes, sir. What I would suggest is to get yourself an ART preamp. Get yourself an ART preamp. They're about $50, and then run directly from that into your radio. No equalization, just the preamp and the B plus back to the microphone, and it just does such a beautiful job. But anyway, if you're familiar with what you have, just another experiment here. If we were to take the EQ settings down to flat on your outboard mixer, and let's just go to the internal mixer. I think I would, if you could, I'd like to hear that. Maybe you might like to hear it as we play it back, or you play it back when you listen to it back on YouTube. So that would be more or less rendering your processing, EQ, and compression negligible on your outboard stuff, just using it to phantom supply your condenser microphone, and then let's use the inboard EQ stuff on the 7300. Roger?
EQ stuff on the 7300. Roger?
Roger. So let's see if I can do that. I don't want to mess with things too much, but let me see. So right now, this is my original audio with on the icon set to +3 on the bass and +3 on the treble. What I'll do is I'll unkey. I will go flat 0 and 0 out of the radio, and then I'll bring down flat on the EQ on the audio mixer on my next transmission. So give me about 15 seconds. November 9, India Hotel, Charlotte, Fairbanks.
Roger. I would jot down what your external stuff is before you move it, so you can always go back to that, I mean, it's always good to be able to go back to where you were if, it starts raining, whatever. So just jot down where you are so we can then flatten those and use the internal EQ of the 7300. I think just beautiful as far as the EQ capabilities of the 7300, Roger.
As far as the EQ capabilities of the 7300, Roger.
Oh, I've heard everybody say that, especially even the hand mic. So right now, this is flat. This is 0 bass, 0 treble, and all flat on the EQ. And so let's see where this changes the audio characteristics of the radio. Back to you.
Okay, now go to your inboard EQ and max out your treble, +5. Max out your treble, +5. And 0, plus or minus 0 level on your bass. Roger?
Plus or minus 0 level on your bass. Roger?
All right, here is +5 on the treble. So no other adjustments, but just +5 on the Icon 7300 EQ setting.
Okay, then your bottom end, your bass should be at 0 level. Roger?
Bottom end, your bass should be at 0 level. Roger?
Roger.
Okay, now let's take the bass +2 clicks from where it was. +2 on your bass control. Roger?
Was +2 on your bass control. Roger?
Roger, roger. So here is +2 on the base and +5.
Alrighty, and give me about 10 or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system. I'll see if I can get you on my local antenna. Roger?
Tell me about your antenna system. I'll see if I can get you on my local antenna. Roger?
Roger. An ICOM 7300 into a Palstar solid-state amplifier at about 1,000 watts. The antenna is a DX Commander vertical band dipole, and no antenna tuner, and the location is the Midwest, Wisconsin. Back to you.
Roger, roger. Sounds really good to me, but if you wanted to, why don't we try an experiment? What kind of EQ do you have outboard? Is that a third octave equalizer, or what is that?
This is a Pile audio mixer, 6-channel audio mixer with DSL. Pile audio mixer, 6-channel audio mixer with DSL with effects. So just wanted to be able to handle the microphones in and out of the radios and stuff like that. Back to you.
Roger, roger. Well, it does, to me, maybe need just a little more kick on the top. So you may be right there. Probably because it's a more broadcast type mic, it's more conservative in the top end, that it might need just a little more pizzazz, and you could maybe strike that as a +3 on the treble boost on your outboard EQ, Roger, in addition to the +5 internal.
Roger, in addition to the +5 internal.
Trying to find some syllabic range in that dialogue, a little bit of S range, S's and stuff, little articulation.
A little bit of S range, S's and stuff, little articulation.
Hang on a second.
Sorry, we had a perfect double. Go ahead.
We got it. Sorry, we had a perfect double. Go ahead.
All right, so here's a little bit more treble coming out of the audio mixer. How is this?
Sounds like you might be hot somewhere. I'm not real sure. The thing is, if you use outboard devices, are you coming in mic level or through the mic input?
Are you coming in mic level or through the mic input?
Yes, coming in through the mic input. I can bring down, right now it's only on +2 on the mic gain on the radio itself, but I can bring down the overall mic gain on the mixer itself.
Yes, sir. So normally, rule of thumb is if you use outboard outboard stuff on your mic input, make sure that your mic is somewhere nominal so you don't overload the front end of the mic preamp in your radio. So you want to be like a 4 or a 5 on your input level control to just be sure that you're not approaching overload on your input from your export outboard stuff.
Your export outboard stuff. Sounds really good here as well.
All right, I heard a couple other stations saying they were commenting on that I sounded pretty good. I do understand you. I'm about 4 inches, 6 inches, probably talking a little louder than I normally talk. But I did bring down the overall mic input into the radio just a little bit, so maybe that helps a little bit.
Yes, sir. I would suggest putting your internal mic level control at 4 and then adjusting your main level with your outboard stuff, with your inboard stuff, mic level at 4, and that way you're sure not overdrive through your front end.
Mic level at 4, and that way you're sure not overdrive through your front end.
I think the last time I tried to bring up the internal mic, I was overdriving it. The ALC was way over into the red. So I've been leaving it at 2. But like you said, what I could do is bring up the internal mic and bring down the audio mixer input to adjust for that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir, because I feel like you're just on the verge of clipping, and that's what's causing that distortion. So if you bring your internal mic gain up to 4, which would be a nominal level, and then adjust your actual ALC level by your outboard gear, I think that would be a better situation, Roger.
By your outboard gear, I think that would be a better situation, Roger.
All right, let's see here. Oh, I went way down here. Now I'm about half. Let me bring that up a little bit here. Test. There's about 3/4. How is this now?
Yes, sir. Much cleaner. Much cleaner. And I think you'll hear that on your recording. It just you were just on the verge of overload there, right on the peak. So now you've got some headroom above to work with to keep it clean, Roger.
Above to work with to keep it clean, Roger.
I was thinking that the other day because I was driving the audio mixer at full, almost full, full mic gain, and the radio was at 3. And so by reversing it, now I'm pushing the audio mixer, the audio into the radio less, but letting the radio actually do more of the work outside. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. You have just a little bit more headroom now because you've lowered your outboard gear level down, and you're running your mic level at a nominal level of 4. So that's what you want, and you want to keep in mind about that because it's really easy to overdrive your mic input on your radio. So this will keep you from doing that, Roger.
Input on your radio. So this will keep you from doing that, Roger.
Roger. That makes total sense. I know I ran into that when I put the audio into the computer. I've got a DSP for the computer, and when I ran it into the computer, I was experimenting with the same thing. Where do you want the boost happening? And you want to bring down the audio device and bring up the mic gain at the processor, which is where the radio or the DSP are trying to control it. So it makes perfect sense. So sounds really good. Well, hey, thanks for the fine-tuning. I've been getting pretty good audio reports, but sometimes when you spend a little bit more time on with it, you can get the basses and trebles to sound a little bit nicer. Sierra Delta.
There's another station in there, go ahead.
There's another station in there, go ahead.
Roger. You know, I'm kind of going through the same thing. I'm using a mixer and a Hion 781, but I tried a DI box in line before the radio, and that didn't work very good, made a little noise. It was a file DI box, but I picked up the audio interface from W2IHY. It's called I+. He also makes what's called an iBox, and this gives you total control over the input into your radio, because your mixer is putting out a higher volume, or they call it you're looking for mic level coming into the radio, and this allows you to adjust it down to get a nice clean audio. I don't know, how's my audio sound?
Roger, hang on just a minute. Let me wrap up with Jeff. Jeff, I think we've got it going on, sir. It sounds pretty good. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,800. And so there you go. And have a happy day. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Roger.
Have a happy day, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. Roger.
All right, then let me just confirm on the call on that Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor QSO.
Yes, sir. Name is Jim. Juliet India Mike. Called as Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and followed by the word logbook to bring this recording. Roger.
And followed by the word logbook to bring this recording. Roger.
Oh, Roger, Roger. So I got it down there. I'll definitely check that out. Hey, thanks for the audio report, and to the other station as well. Your audio was sounding good as well. It's, you know, you have to go through the critique and adjust things. But then again, it's how we want to hear ourselves as well. Sometimes we're going, well, that's a little too high treble. But hey, thanks a lot for the audio check, and I'll turn it back over to you. KC9VKV and 9IHC, Wisconsin.
Roger, Roger, Jeff, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and join us next Friday if you get a chance. And that other station out there, come back. What is the call sign?